Always, always. There we go. All right. Hello, friends. Look at me being early. That never happens. I'm never starting before my scheduled time. So hopefully that doesn't freak people out. But hi, I'm Philly. Welcome to my kitchen. And we have a great stream for you tonight. Let me get everything up. Let me see here so that I can see you all. All right, let's see. I had to put my light on because it is dark outside already. It's crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do love, I have a love-hate. Hi, Barb, how are you? I was just saying I have a love-hate relationship with the fact that we have this, darkness, right? And this light just seems so bright. Let me try to move the light back a little bit. Just move it back, maybe a tad. Let's see, just want to make sure. Okay, maybe that might help. I just feel like it's really garish. So hello, happy Thursday. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Philly, and we've got some appetizers, some easy, quick appetizers on the schedule for today. So I don't know about you, but sometimes, someone's just gonna be popping by. Sometimes you just need some filler things for the fancier appetizers. And the two that I'm going to be sharing with you today, I think are great for just creating a more well-rounded offering. And they're so easy. So if you just need something quick because you have some friends stopping by, it's the season, right? There's lots of different holiday parties, and also people just are, kind of visiting each other. You might have someone coming in from out of town and need a little something to put out there when they arrive. And so that's always nice. So one of the two items, and I'm not sure how you all feel about them, but one is an absolutely addictive mixed nuts recipe. And then the other one is olives. So I'm not sure if everyone's on the olive train. I love olives. I didn't always used to love olives. I had a little bit of, I think, what would I call it? From opening olives for every celebration and time we had company, I kind of had a bit of a not exciting entrance to them because I felt like they smelled funny, they looked funny, and I had no desire to eat them. But we used to always have to put them on, little dishes to put out for guests. And I will have to tell you, back then we just literally drained them and dumped them. Like that's what we did. And for someone that didn't even like the smell of them, I wanted no part of them. And then one day we went to this lovely restaurant in Philadelphia called Amada. And it's a Spanish tapas place. And oh my goodness, that changed everything because I realized how delicious olives could be. So now fast forward many years later, and I was at one of our grocery stores back when we lived in the suburbs in South Jersey. And I try to think how I even came across them, but the Castelvetrano, and I still don't know if I say it, Castelvetrano? Castelvetrano. I think it's Castelvetrano. They're those green olives. They're a little bit if I'm knowing it correctly, they're a little bit younger, they're fresher, brighter, not as rich olivey. And so for some people, that's a good entrance olive, by the way, because they're not quite so olivey, so to speak, but they're really delicious. And I saw them at the grocery store and I bought them, and I don't even remember how I'm sure it was through something I read or something I saw about zhuzhing up your olives. And ever since then, I haven't looked back. Now, of course, we all go to grocery stores and we see olives in, maybe the deli area, and they're already done for you. And honestly, those can be a little pricey because, once you have at the grocery store, once you have anything preparing something for you, that just adds on. And we're all trying to save some money now, right? So these olives you can make, just get the whichever kind of olives you love. I like the Castelvetrano olives. Let me show them to you. There's a couple different makes that provide them. Here's one that I got recently. And Castelvetrano. Yes, pitted Italian olives. And then it's up to you whether you want them pitted or not. I usually have them pitted because if I don't tell someone they're pitted, then I'm worried they're gonna lose a tooth with it. So, but they're beautiful green. And then we're gonna do a little zhuzhing for this. And I'm telling you, they make them so addictive. And you will have people saying, what did you do to these olives? Where did you get these olives? They will be coming back for them. They are irresistible. Yes, the olives are irresistible. And honestly, I feel like the nuts are too. So let's see who's all here. Archie. How are you, Archie? Yeah, Barbara and I were chit-chatting. Oh, you guys are hysterical. I know. I love olives too, Barb. And again, I didn't used to because I judged. I judged. It was those ones with the, oh, what's the red peppery thing in it? Barb, what, you know, the ones, the little green ones that have the little, I just can't think of the name. And those were the ones that I think my mom would serve. And then maybe some were black olives. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted a hard pass on that. But then these changed everything to me. Actually, I will take that back. The Amada. Amada changed everything to me. But then, again, I will have to say when I went to Amada, I was like, well, where am I going to get these olives? But then these. Anyways, and we're so lucky here in the city because Italian market has so many different kinds of olives. And the ones that I recently had that were from the Italian market called Ligurian, oh, they're buttery and delicious. They're tiny. They are fabulous. So they would also be good in this application. So pick your favorite olive and zhuzh it up. I'm so excited. Hubs is not here yet, so I get to say zhuzh many times. Kind of feel a little cocky right now. So since this is an aperitivo, we are going to have a little wine this evening. It is after 5 o'clock. It is Friday Eve, so I'm going to have a little Pinot Grigio. And this will go great with both of these appetizers. So to me, any kind of appetizer spread can always do with a little bit of olives and a little bit of nuts. But we're going to get our nuts done first. So now, one thing I need you to know about these recipes is, as you'll see from the information below, and I know I need to add a little bit more to the nuts thing, and there won't be much because I feel like both of these recipes are really about technique. And it's not really a lot of technique, honestly, but it's really about seeing the process and then you putting in the flavors that you like because both of these recipes are very adaptable. So, for instance, with the nuts, pick which ones you want. So these are actually what I had. I wasn't able to get walnuts. Usually I would include walnuts in here, but I had some pistachios. And by the way, just so we're clear, please, unless you're going to be using them right away, store the nuts in the freezer. That's the best way for them not to go bad or rancid, and they'll always be fresh for you. So that's what I always do. When I usually buy bigger bags, you get, it's a better deal, you get a lower price per ounce. And by the way, for anyone in the States, Trader Joe's is a very good place to get nuts. It tends to be a little lower prices there. And also nowadays, right around this time, a lot of times they're on sale. So it's a good time to go buy them. In any event, so for today, what we're going to be doing is pistachios, pecans, cashews, which I love cashews, and almonds. Now, you could just have one kind of nut. You could have 4, 3, 6. I mean, you can put macadamias in here. Marcona olives would be absolutely wonderful. Again, I usually have walnuts. I just didn't have them. Peanuts. I usually don't have pistachios in there, but I had some in my freezer from when I made the pistachio pesto, so I thought, let me add some of those. So these are our nuts. And then what we're going to do, this is so easy. I have the oven preheated, 350, and you can use a big cookie sheet. When I make a lot of them, I use a big cookie sheet because I'm using them for the holidays and I want to bring them. A lot of times I'll bring them places. I might give them as a gift. And then I want them on the ready for all the different holiday shenanigans. So all you do is you get your favorite nuts that you want. You put them in a pan. I'm going to use this because I actually want this size. They don't actually have to be mixed. Just spread them out. And we're going to actually just put this in the preheated oven, 350, until we smell them. So I'm going to time it because I never go by time. I go by, like I peek and I see when they've gotten a little bit roasty. Now all of these nuts have technically been roasted, but I want them warm. The reason I want them warmed up, I want their flavor to be at peak, and I also want them to absorb the flavors we're going to be giving them. So we're going to put these in for just a few minutes. It might be 5. We'll see. I'll let you know. So I'm going to keep track of the time. So right now it is 5:11. Putting them in the middle, and we're going to let them be. Meanwhile, we're going to be getting the flavorings. So again, these flavorings are what I like, but you can adjust them to what you prefer. So I'm going to get in a small bowl all of our flavorings and tell you about them as well. I'm trying to think if I don't think I need anything else there. Okay, oh, and I have my little notes. By the way, I gotta show you this. This is what I wrote down, the original notes about the recipe. This was years ago. We were still living in the suburbs, but it was, oh my gosh, it's probably been at least 15 years. So it's called The Best Bar Nuts. And in very small print, I put from Union Square Cafe. So I was watching some sort of show, and they were talking, I don't know if it was a chef or who it was, but it was on TV. They were talking about these amazing bar nuts that they had at Union Square Cafe. And so this was their version of it. So I just thought they looked really good. And I'm like, I'm going to try that. There were no amounts. I just literally jotted stuff down. And then you just kind of play. So if you want things a little spicy, you could add a little bit more of the ground cayenne red pepper. If you don't like spice at all, you could leave it out. So truly, this is all about the flavors that you like. But here are the basics that I do. Brown sugar for sweetener, a little red cayenne, because I like the heat to kind of just be in the background. I'm not seeking a spicy nut, because these I want to be crowd pleasers. And so I find if you go too spicy, there's some people that are like, I'm out. Of course, salt. We need some salt. I like then using fresh rosemary. So let's get the fresh rosemary ready. And the first thing we're going to do is strip one of them. I don't need, for the little bit of nuts I have, I don't need a ton. So I think I'll just strip this one. If you just pull it down, you can get all these little pieces, and we're going to be tossing with it to help flavor them. Well, that's probably enough. This is, for that little bit of nuts, that's like a tablespoon, but I'm just going to do all of it because I can. And I do love rosemary. So if you're not a big rosemary fan, you could leave it out. You could always put thyme in if you wanted. I just think the rosemary in the winter months, I don't know, it's just, to me, it's something special. But put whatever herb, is your fancy. So we're going to put that in our bowl. And then next, I'm going to get some sugar. Now, I had that one pan of nuts, and so I'm going to eyeball it. You're all going to hate me with this. So I'm going to put, probably, there's 1 tablespoon, maybe 1.5 tablespoons. Because again, I'm not looking to make these candied. I just want that sweetness there. And I'll show this to you after I get some of the things in. And this, of course, is all stuff that can be adjusted. Then I'm going to get some good pinches of salt. I'm using kosher salt. And honestly, a lot of salt ends up falling off. And I can adjust that, of course. I'm going to get some good grinds of a freshly ground black pepper, because pepper is great. And again, put as much as you fancy. I just want to see it, and I want to taste it. And then I'm going to do a little bit of shakes of this ground cayenne red pepper. I have everything listed below, but I forgot to put ground. So I thought I'm going to add that later. Plus I'll add how long I keep them in. Right now they've been in for 3 minutes. So, and then I'm going to just give a couple shakes. I mean, I probably have a pinch in here. I definitely don't even have like an 1/8 teaspoon even. But I just want a little bit of like back heat. I don't want the sugar to be too cloying. I just want like it to be super yummy. So let me show you how this looks so you can get an idea. Okay, so there we have, here, you can see, get the light better. So we have our brown sugar, we have our rosemary, we have our salt, our freshly ground black pepper, and we have some ground cayenne pepper. Let's get you back. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to melt a fat. So typically I use butter for this, but Saturday, I'm going to be seeing both of my nieces, and my one niece is vegan and she doesn't eat butter. So what I'm going to do, because I love my family and I care about them, is I'm going to use coconut oil. Now, I've never done this before. I always use butter, but I feel bad because she can't eat them because she's vegan. So I do love coconut oil. I've used it for other applications. Popcorn, it's great. It's actually great mixed with ghee for popcorn. So good. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to try this with the nuts. So, and that way I can bring them, and that way everyone can enjoy them. And by the way, I will have to say, oh, and I'm not putting them in here. I'm going to melt it in another container. Oh, it's right here. And I'm probably going to put about, I don't know, like a tablespoon. It's going to help it adhere. Now, I've never tried this with just oil, and I kind of feel like you might not get the same effect because the oil doesn't actually harden at room temperature. Butter and coconut oil do. So you see that's room, oops. Whoa, uh-oh, and then I snorted. There we go. Okay, so these do, and that way it's going to actually, I feel like the butter helps once it comes to room temperature and stops being warm, it helps everything adhere. So you could try oil. If you do, let me know. But butter's what my go-to, but I'm gonna try coconut oil this time. So we've got all of our ingredients in. I'm gonna melt this coconut oil. And just until it's melted so I can pour it over. I'm also gonna check and see how my nuts look. Ooh, they smell good. Let me give it a little shake so I can see. Yep, they look good, but I don't think they're quite toasty enough. I want them a little bit more toasty. And the coconut oil is melting. And I'm gonna be with the chat in just a second. Meanwhile, I am gonna mix this. Not that this is super necessary. Yes, and my coconut oil is melted. But it'll help it kind of be more spread out once we toss it with the stuff in the pan. Now, what's great about this is literally you're roasting the nuts till they get warm and toasty, then you bring them out and then you toss them with the ingredients and then you let them sit come back to room temperature, make sure they're cool before you put them away in an airtight container. And also, one thing you'll know is if you try a nut while it's still warm, really warm, sometimes they'll feel a little chewy. So if you let them cool a little bit, they'll become crunchy again. Let me just see. So now we are at 7 minutes, and I think we're getting close. So let me just check the chat real quick. Pimento, yes, it was pimento. I don't like pitted olives. I prefer my stones out. Oh my gosh. I just feel like if I'm having company, I just don't want surprises. So at Amada, the pits were in, and they were glorious. But we knew that, and they explained they still had their pits in. But oh, so good. And Grumpy Old Man, that is a movie, absolutely. And Archie said, I'm making olive and Parmigiano sourdough bread this weekend. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. I can't wait to hear about that, Archie. And it's called Grumpy Old Men. A perfect choice for you, Archie. Aha. All right, so now we have been at 8 minutes, and I am smelling them now outside. So let me just see. I'm gonna touch them. You know what, I think it's gonna be 10 minutes. I couldn't remember how long I leave them, but I'm gonna wait 2 more minutes because I think it's about 10 minutes that I warm them. You want them to get like all alive again because especially if they've been in the freezer, they've been cold, but the ones that I bought new that were almonds, they've just been sitting on the shelves for a while. So when you roast when you roast a nut, it really enlivens it. So it's funny, I'm trying to think where we were going. It was when we were going to Alaska, when I was going with my sister's family on an Alaska cruise this summer. One of the airlines we were on, and I don't recall which one, but they roast nuts, or they kind of do it a quick way for their guests in first class. And the one way we were going, I was actually in first class. My sister and brother-in-law had bought the ticket. So in any event, so we're in first class, and my sister said, because she used to travel for work, that this used to be a regular thing, and I don't remember which airlines it was. I don't know if it was American, but they literally do roasted nuts. Like the flight attendants were in the front. They were kind of doing less preparing stuff, putting something in the oven, and like their little ovens they had. And that's what was our first snack after we took off and everything. And those were delightful. And I'm like, warm nuts, like that is the best thing. Okay, it has been 10 minutes, so I'm gonna get them out now. So that would be my recommendation, is 10 minutes at 350. Okay, Let me show you. And then I'm going to bring you over for this. It's not anything big, but I just wanted you to see what we're going to do next. So let me bring you all over. So this is our first recipe. And then we're going to let those sit. Okay. There we go. All right. So here we are. Here, now we can't touch this. In fact, I'm going to put something on there so I do not forget. There we go. So here's our nuts, and I'm also going to get something to toss. I'll use this. I'll use both of these. So you can see all of our nuts got nice and toasty. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pour the coconut oil, and you know, I think it's more of like a half. No, I guess it is about a tablespoon. Yes. So I just want to be able to coat them, and then I'm going to pour all of this in, and I'm going to toss that, and that's what we're going to do. So we're just going to toss everything. It's off the heat. There is some residual heat in the pan, and if you're doing this on a cookie sheet, the same thing will happen. And oh my gosh, the smells are amazing. That rosemary is wafting up right away. And the brown sugar, you smell the sweetness and the salt and the pepper. I mean, y'all, you gotta try this. This is so good. And it brings me back because I've been bringing these for so long and having them at my house for the holidays that I forgot like how amazing they smell. So just for this, it's like a great aromatherapy. Once you get things pretty much tossed, then we're going to spread everything out. Make sure if there's any sugar on your spatulas, you get that off and into the good stuff. And we're just going to let them cool. So I'm getting any of the good stuff off my spatulas so it can stay with the nuts. And that is literally all she wrote. So we will taste them after they have a chance to cool. There you go. I mean, how easy is that? This literally takes minutes. The hardest thing is making sure you get the nuts you want. So we're going to set this aside. Look at that. Beautiful. Let's set it aside. And let's get you back. Now it's olive time. All right. Now check the chat. But I'm telling you, they're so addictive. They are so yummy. Oops. And I have a little bit of coconut oil that came on the side there. So let me just wipe that off before I drop it. So what I like about the coconut oil, besides the fact that it's vegan, so that I can bring these for my niece, is the fact that there's a little bit of flavor. Like coconut oil does not add flavor like coconut milk does. But there's just a slight, faint coconutty thing, which is nice because with butter, you have the butter flavor. And with this, it's not completely neutral, but it is not like it's not going to taste like coconut nuts. It's just going to have a faint hint of it, which will be lovely. So I'm going to bring a rosemary, and let's talk olives now. Move our ingredients. I think I still need I might need my salt. I need my pepper. Bring my things over before we get started with our next concoction. Okay, here we go. Oh, get that. There we go. Let me check the chat, see how you're all doing. So, don't forget the onion. In my nuts? Are you crazy? You're joking. You're joking, right, Archie? By the way, if anyone just joined us, we are making I'm making and sharing 2 quick, easy, and absolutely crowd-pleasing appetizers that you can use any time of the year, but they are especially great to use this month while there's so many different holidays going on. And there's lots of people getting together, and we have people traveling and visiting, and it's just these are 2 quick, easy things to throw out, and people will be so impressed. So we just finished our nuts. In fact, I'm going to turn off the oven. We don't need that anymore. And they're cooling over here, and we'll taste them at the end. But we're going to talk olives in a minute. And I'm trying to see if Archie wanted me to put onions in my nuts. And Barb said, I really love Kalamata olives, and pearl olives are great. Absolutely. Yes. Kalamata took me a little minute, Barb, because that's a much more flavor-forward olive, and now I love them. But there was a time I didn't not like them, but I was like, ooh, that's powerful. And now, of course, I love the powerful. And Archie said, make 2, one with butter, one with coconut oil. Yes, well, I will tell you, I will be making the butter one also for the holidays, because of the holidays, when I have my family over, like my boys and my parents are up, my niece and her family will be out further away, so I won't be seeing them right for the holidays. So that'll be made with butter. But I'm not going to do that yet because that's still a few weeks away. I like to make them fresh. You can't go wrong with the butter. As long as everyone eats butter, you cannot go wrong with the butter. Oh, Archie, they are the perfect TV snack food. In fact, I will have to tell you, if they're just around, they're gone, disappeared, right? So it's like if I'm going to be alone with them, I need to take a portion, or I will devour them. And Barb says, it's great. Archie and Barb are talking about being great with vodka. I don't know. I think wine is my preference. By the way, that was one of the things I thought was so neat in Italy is any place you went to go get a drink at aperitivo time, they always gave you a couple little snacks, complimentary, which was lovely. If I ever opened up a place like that, I'm telling you that's what I would do. All right. They are so good, Arch. You got to try them. Oh, think of your last stream. Yes. Yes, the paprikash. So good. By the way, for my next stream, it's next week, same bat time, same bat place, but we are doing a try or buy, and we are trying a place that we have not before that is called Mole Poblano, and their mole is supposed to be amazing. And so we're very excited, and it's just a little unassuming place, but it's supposed to be turning out some really great food. So we're going to be doing that next week for try or buy. And I found another coconut oil drip because I'm slip sliding. And Barb said, I had a friend from Greece, and he introduced me to them, and I love them. Yes. And I'll tell you, so there's a place in Philly called Northeast, not Northeast Grocer. It's something like, it's a little Greek grocery store called like Northeast something, and it's just not east of me, but just north of me, a little ways. And one of the jobs I used to do, which was a literacy coach, one of the other literacy coaches, she had lived in Philly also. She wasn't at the time, and she knew of this grocer. It's a tiny little shop, and she brought me there because she's like, you've got to try their feta and their Kalamata olives. She would buy, like the Chinese food containers, just like 2, I don't know if those are quarts of them, and bring them home. And her daughters would pop them like grapes, just loved the Kalamata olives. In any event, I got both those and the feta, and I've never had either like there because they source those from Greece. The feta blew my mind, what feta could. I mean, I love feta, but feta from there, better than any feta I've ever had. It was just extraordinary. And Archie, thank you. Archie's like, Phil. Yes, that's right. Thank you. I did. You know what, Archie? I have to tell you, Archie's mentioning that I forgot to put onion in the chicken meatballs for the chicken paprikash meatballs, which I did. But then I had to take apart all the meatballs and then put it in the grated onion, and it was worth it. I'm so glad I did. But Archie, so I was watching the video part, like the stream as a video, afterwards, I don't know, it's a couple days later. And as I always do, because I like to see if there's anything I need to cut out or whatnot. In any event, I noticed that Hubs had said, oh my gosh, it was like maybe 15 minutes before I realized it. He asked me, he's like, did you forget the onion? And then he never said it again. So I went 15 minutes, I made all those stinking meatballs, and I'm like, you didn't tell me, you noticed. So I was like, babe. Anyway. Oh, how to do the contest. The contest, we're still waiting. I got a letter in the mail the other day about it. Thank you for asking, Barb. So there's a contest called Recipe Philly that I entered, and I think we're finding out, it's January or February that we're finding out if we made the next cut. You know what I mean? So the next cut's the big cut. They're going from over 1,000 contestants to, I think it's 100. Like, they're cutting it big. So, you know, I don't know. That's a big cut. I did have fun, like, doing the whole process of it, but I'm not holding my breath. There were so many people there. I have no idea what everyone else is bringing, but we'll see. I'll let you know either way. I'm not expecting I'll make the cut because that's a big cut, but you never know, right, Barb? He is a smart ass, Archie. You're right. Okay, so let's make our olives now. So when we make our olives, these are the ingredients that I like in my olives. And this is the same thing. You choose the olives you like, you choose the ingredients you like. I'm actually going to use a lemon, but you'll see down below that what I will make them when it gets closer to Christmas is I will use orange. I did have an orange in there, but that's Hub's orange that he likes using for, is it the Manhattan or the old fashioned or something like that. So that was the only one we had, and I didn't want to like take that. So in any event, we did have a lemon, and this you could use either. You could use, they're citrus marinated olives, and you warm them. And by the way, little hack, even if you don't want to do anything else to your olives, if you warm them, they taste better. If you drain them, put a little bit of olive oil over them, warm them, and then, I mean, gosh, you could put a little smoked paprika on them. You could do so many different things, and they are so much better than being cold or just being purely drained. So there's really easy ways to zhuzh up olives, but we're going to get even a little fancier, but still super simple. So the first thing we're going to do is drain our olives. Let me get a little strainer. I realized I did not get that out. Oh, there we go. Nice little pop. So we're going to drain the olives. Come on. Oh my goodness, my olives are not coming out. Okay, 1 second. Let me see if I can get them started. It's like they're all stuck in there and they're all trying to get out, so no one's coming out. There we go. Okay, excellent. So we drained our olives. I'm going to bring my pan right here. Put our olives in the pan. And again, there's no real measurements here. It's all eyeballing it. Oh, I need to get my olive oil. I did forget that. Now, we are warming this. We're not heating it high. So my opinion is use your best olive oil because we're not getting it super hot, so the olive oil will still keep its flavor. So I'm using my favorite from Riverboards, Nearby Market. I'm just drizzling some olive oil on it. Probably, I don't know, about a tablespoon would be my guess. But the thing is, they're not drinking the olive oil. So don't be stingy on the olive oil. In fact, I felt like I was being a little stingy, so I'm going to probably put just a little bit more in. It might even be 2 tablespoons. Because what it's doing is the olive oil carries all the flavors, and that's what's important. That's so strange, friends. It's showing it's making sound. Okay, so Archie and Barb, please verify with me. You still can't hear me? I know you blame Hubs, but you still can't hear me? I just need to know. That makes no sense.
Can you hear me?
You can hear me now? Barb? I feel like we're at a commercial. Oh, thank God. I wonder what that was. So strange.
Well, can you?
Yes.
Maybe it's this one.
No.
Okay.
Wait. Okay, can you still hear? Because Hubs just turned off the second one. Can you still hear? Yes. Okay. All right. That was very strange. All right. Well, it's exciting. Okay. So, friends, these have all been warming. I know. Who is the stuff in the suit? Well, he got a little upset about the tablecloth discussion. So he decided to step it up a little bit. So now that I'm going to just touch the olives to see. Yeah, they've gotten nice and warm. Oh, and it tastes so good. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off. Oh, there's a little bit of garlic in that. Hubs is going to complain. Mark my words. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, actually I'm going to use a different knife because that one has garlic on it. So I'm going to take just a little wedge of lemon. So that took minutes. Like that wasn't even doing that for 5 minutes. I know we had a little bit of technical difficulties. So then I'm going to take a little lemon wedge. The heat is off, so because we don't want to cook the lemon. Bring it over here. And I'm just going to squirt, not even that whole wedge, because I don't want a ton, but just a little squirt, a little brightness, a little freshness. And then I'm going to take, this. I'm going to take this and then toss. And I just like that little bit of juice. So again, you could do all of this with the orange. You could use the same orange peel and take a little bit of fresh orange juice after you're done heating them up. So now the one thing I will do is I take out the garlic when I serve it because I love the thyme to be there and I like the lemon peel to be there. But I think most people don't want to see the big garlic clove lest they decide to eat it and be very disappointed. So now we're going to serve these up in the little pretty dishes because we fancy. So let me get these served up here. And, the one thing I would tell you is, it's up to you if you pour all of the olive oil over it, but that just flavors them. And again, no one is actually eating the olive oil. They're just getting all the yumminess, just trying to avoid the garlic. And then this thyme just lays on there and looks so pretty. There we go. And also you can decide to hold back on the red pepper flakes too. I'm just going to bend these over because you can make your olives look as pretty as you please. So I'm going to bend that there. Put that one like that and bend this one this way. We eat first with our eyes, right? There we go. Just get that. Let me show you this. Get this out of the way. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that pretty? They're shiny, they're glossy. And then we're going to do the same thing with the nuts. We're going to get some nuts in here. And then they would be ready to go. They'd be ready to go out right by where your friends were having any drinks. And this is cool now. Let's bring you over so you can see that. Again, now that they've cooled, there's our gorgeous nuts all set to go. We're going to put them in a little dish. Nope, no, go away. Oh my goodness. I'm not fooling. And these are just delightful. I'm really excited about the pistachios. Honey, I put pistachios in them there because I had some. So what do you think about that? What's that? Think you like it? Maybe you're not getting any though because you already had your fingers in there. How about that? Okay, let's get this really nice.
You have to get
Oh, that's not as pretty one. I'm gonna get this real pretty pecan there. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me show you that. Our gorgeous roasted nuts with rosemary, brown sugar. We used the coconut oil since I'm going to share them with my vegan niece. All those goodies. All right, so then, you know, when you serve olives, if it's just Hubs and me, we would just use our fingers, but you might want to have a little toothpick action if you're sharing them at a party, or little forks. So are you ready to try them, babe?
On the lab.
Did you hear that tone? See that move? That was like, you know, when animals, excuse me. It's a good thing I love them so much. All right, so let me just see. You said, empty the trash hubs.
I did.
Okay. Oh, some message retractings. My goodness.
Did you get me that
These
toothpick?
both look so good. I did. May! Oh my goodness. Oh, it's wait. Say hi to
Oh,
May.
there's-
Say hi to May.
Hi, May.
No, put your thing down. It's so good to have you on there. I told May today our news
What news?
in March.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, okay. Just, your hands are freezing, my word. May, so I was telling her that we are going to be grandparents in March. So, yes. Any event, he's going to be the favorite one. Although, Mama cooks, so no, I wouldn't cook the babe nuts yet. So we'll be making cookies and cupcakes and all those good kinds of things. Homemade ice cream, all that good stuff. But it's wonderful having you on, May. And Arch says, Phil, I'm really jealous of your stream food because normally I've eaten, but tonight I'm insane with jealousy. Oh, it's so good to have you all here. Yes, he is in good vigor. So let's try the olives first. They're a little garlicky tonight, babe.
Okay.
Oh. They're so good. I mean, they're so stinking good.
That's pretty good. I don't think it's that garlicky.
Oh, okay. You should have that stuff that's in the pan then, babe.
Let's not go that far.
Oh, they're
That one was garlicky.
so good.
That's good. Those are great.
Perfect for the holidays. And now I think we should try one of every nut. So first I'm going to try the pistachio. Nice.
Pistachio. Give me
Now I'm going to do, right down there.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm going to do a pecan. Had lots of brown sugar on there. And now cashew.
What you got?
And I'm going to do an
Pear
almond.
gin.
Ooh, those almonds are really good.
No. Aren't you just opened up pear gin? Is
Pear gin.
that what it says?
Yeah. What do you make with it? My gosh, I think my favorites are the almonds this year. The almonds are to die for. Did you have an almond? Babe?
What's that?
And the almonds are so good.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So the lesson learned, with a few simple ingredients and just a few minutes of your time, you can make things that look like you purchased them at a specialty store. And they're much cheaper doing it yourself. And they're so easy. And I'm telling you, these will become beloved. Yes, are the fancy appetizers showstoppers? Of course. But these little humble, the ones that don't, make all the fuss, that these are also memorable. So,
Easy to eat.
and they're easy to eat, yes. And honestly, if I was being nice, I could just make them and make Hubs feel special on some Friday night when he comes home, right? I could do that.
You could,
But he's kind of mean. Well, because he's mean. Anyway, friends, I hope you have a lovely weekend. Barb and Archie and May, it was a pleasure having you pop on. And I know that Pat wasn't here today because she has a wedding. Her son's getting married. So cheers to the new couple. And anyone else that is watching, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And until we eat again, have a great weekend, friends. Cheers.